It's v.h.s.x. What do you mean?
All right, everybody, welcome back. I wanted to cover a forum post that has to do with, believe it or not, a guide to the gameplay of the Black Banquet that was actually created by a developer and community manager. Now, the reason that I bring this up and the reason why we even have the Brain Alive machine is because we really have to put on our thinking caps and let's just try to walk with me here, okay? Let's really use our brains. Let's really think about this for just a second, okay? We have an entire guide right on the DBD forums where it literally says, you know, it gives you a like a little bit of a GIF here that will show you, okay, you spawn in, there's the thing on the top. Then it has a description like of what the effects do. It has a picture of how to, like, what it looks like when you pick it up, or not, well, a GIF for that as well, I should say. And then it shows you how to use it, what it does, and it says, and it tells you that you can do these things, blah blah blah. I mean, everybody who's been playing the event knows about all this, but I wanted to make this, I just really want to make this important distinction. It even shows you what the killer can do, right? It's showing what the killer's ability in the mode with you know, the only killer's ability, what it does. It shows what the killer can do, right? Here's the button prompt. That's what it looks like, blah blah blah. So just walk with me here, okay? And then we also have explanations for each of the different items that they can use, right? And it gives you the explanation. It says that you get haste, you can dash, or a health state increase, blah blah blah. So if you've been paying attention already, you're probably thinking, that's interesting. That looks like a tutorial. That looks like a tutorial for their game mode. And the answer is yes. You're right. It is. It is. It's indeed a tutorial being created by the developers of the game in order to teach people how to play their limited time game mode, the most survivor-sided limited time game mode, mind you. And so this maybe have, you know, maybe was brought to your attention even from Quiet Kills as well, who also brought up the same point. And then the next obvious question that we're going to bring up now is, what is stopping Behaviour now from creating a similar forum post or other sources for the tutorial for the entirety of the game itself, right? And the funny part is that the basics of the game are not that hard to grasp. If you can summarize the event in this simplistic way with visual aids, text to describe everything, it explains everything in detail, what they do, how it works, how it explains, blah blah blah. Why can't we do the same thing for the game itself, right? And that right there, I think, should be eye-opening for people who are even remotely curious as to where this game is, like, you know, the state of the game as it is. If anybody is curious for how and where their priorities are and how and when, like, they are going to prioritize things. Notice that the 10-year event, only when they know a lot of people will be joining the game, and only when they know that the event will only be fun for Survivor, that they're going to make sure they drop all the resources they can to create a quick little forum post, examples and explanation, and getting the required bare minimum of just dropping some kind of GIF to demonstrate what it is that you can do and what it is that you're going to be able to do and what it looks like when you're doing it, yada yada yada. And you would think that in their infinite wisdom that they would actually decide to do that. But lo and behold, as we can see in retrospect, right, that's not actually the case, right? That's not the case, because why would they actually do that? And instead they'll focus on letting the community waste all their life and their time and their effort to basically give people like the tutorial themselves. And that's what I would reference over and over and over in previous videos. Like, people, mainly Survivor players, will actively decide to be ass at the game. They claim that things are uncounterable. They claim that things are broken. They claim that things are so unbelievably overpowered and oh my goodness, I'm having no fun. Yet the ironic part is that they say they love the game, but they refuse to engage with the game. They refuse to engage with more aspects of the game. They refuse to try to learn more about the game. And I don't believe that it is a rare occurrence for people to look up tutorials on how to play things. Because when you see big creators dropping these tutorials, they're usually gaining pretty much the same, if not more so, amount of views on every other bit of content that they create. Usually over 1 million, or at least 500,000 people will most likely be watching that video. And it's usually goes in depth. It's usually very detailed, because the people that are talking about it and these big creators have the knowledge, and they want to pass it on to people so they can also learn as well, which is not a bad thing. Okay, it's not a bad thing, but the problem is that people will magically forget that that is in the game. They'll magically forget that those resources are available, just to claim as if, oh, it's the game's fault that they're failing to do the basic of basic things. And then when we look at the comment section here, a lot of people are basically saying like this event is horrible. The new killer mechanic is just one of Clown's bottles, is what you're probably going to be seeing over here as well. What is the point of making the offerings more difficult to get? Make the cakes easier to get. Can we get a balanced event? This person says, I'm wholeheartedly a Survivor main who plays killer for quest completion. But for real, this is a miserable as a casual killer, and Survivor side is just bonkers. Got locked behind an invincible pallet in the game map for 45 seconds. Twiddle my thumbs while 2 gens popped. Was great. Then we have, of course, like the terminally online Survivor main at the very top. Pretty much any post, 3,820 posts currently has arrived. You cannot go a single post without this individual who claims, mind you, this is the same individual who has claimed in the past, oh, I play their game, but they won't get a cent out of me. And it's like, dog, you sit on the forums all day. You're playing their game. You're giving them everything they want. You could pretend that you're not giving them anything, but you literally are giving them all your free time and all your focus and all your energy. You're still giving something. So they say, as a killer, I sweat for my life for mostly ties, which is pretty much accurate, right? Which I find ironic. Ironic, because it's the same individual who will fight tooth and nail to make sure that survivors have the easiest experience they possibly could have. And oh my god, I don't need to tunnel, I don't need to camp, I don't need to do this, I don't need to do that. Mind you, keep in mind, and mind, 3,820 posts, by the way. People already knew exactly how everything worked and how to maximize it to heal people mid-chaser when down, or turn invisible on a corner, and body block with budget dead hard. Yep, you're welcome. And then they say, as Survivor is basically all Jason, and we lost every single match because he's the current free win button. So as you can see, once again, as I constantly bring up over and over and over and over again, let me scroll up so you can see it. Over again, we see the low IQ, like these players, come out of the woodwork. Because now this same moron genuinely believes, in the same breath, is saying, I'm sweating to get a tie, but Jason's easy wins. You're an idiot. Like, you're genuinely a dumbass. Like, there's no other way to put it. You're just genuinely an idiot. Like, there's no way. Because in their endless wisdom, they wonder, wow, I'm going against Jason all the time. When did he come out? When was Jason released? people are dumb. Like, it makes no sense. So this person, another person had somehow said that the last anniversary was killer focused. I don't know about all that. I'd like to know how, because I played during that event. I didn't see that. So regardless, it said I would strongly disagree that the killer was the most focused. I believe it on paper fairly balanced in terms of effects, and in game the killer just oh yeah, because they have remote hooking, auto breaks, make it a little more efficient. That's fine, but it wasn't game breaking. That didn't really do anything. Like, people, you can't sit here, because a lot of people like to sit there and say, oh well, we can't save, and that's crazy. Like, why are you trying to save? Do the fucking objective. It's like, honestly, I wish remote hooks were just a feature in the game, so we can eliminate all that nonsensical bullying that a lot of lower tier killers and a lot of like beginner killers have to deal with, because that is what turns a lot of people away from even playing killer in the first place, which I've talked about so many freaking times. Like, I've talked to a lot of survivor mains who don't play killer because they're like, yo, I used to bully killers when I play survivor. I don't want to be the person being bullied. I've had people talk about that. This is not a thing that just one person is discussing. This is something that we hear across the board. And then, of course, yep, the main courses all get a free health state. Killer never got anything like that in the events. They never had an ability where they injure all survivors into doing an event task, and that's just one of the insane effects that survivors get, which is very true, like I keep saying. And notice, we see, like, somebody who says the worst event for killer players ever, just miserable and unfun, they get banned. Not sure if that's what got them banned, but it seems like if you disagree, you know, with it, you tend to get banned. And another person that's saying, like, you know, they kind of can see the bias, they got banned too. So I'm like, come on now. We already understand that they more than likely have people on the mod team for the forums that are also survivor mains. Bar none. I mean, like, it almost seems like, why wouldn't they, right? Because who else would be on these forums like, you know, bitching and complaining about the game more than survivor mains, right? And this is why we tread through the sewers that is the DBD forums and DBD space to try to find these, like, you know, we try to peek around corners and try to see what's going on, because we're not trying to, you know, get ourselves covered in the stench. We just want to take a look at what's down here in the sewers, right? We want to know what's up, because the regular people, the regular, like, you know, well-adjusted people are on the above ground chilling. Like, they're playing other games, they're living their lives, they're doing their thing, right? And they're not sitting on forums all day amassing over 4,000 posts on DBD forums. Just goes to show, man. And this person gives a very, very large, you know, post, basically just to say, after playing for 2 days, I have no real desire to queue up the event. This, coupled with the fixed cake rarity, didn't really change anything, by the way. It leaves a sour taste in my and a lot of other players' mouths. And another person says it too. This should be a shame for how this event is. You really expect this to bring back players. It's supposed to be the big 10 anniversary event. The bug cakes, the most survivor-sided event, and they also say, like, the only thing killer is getting is a fart cloud. I mean, I call it the fart cloud. People say clown bottle. It's a fart cloud. It's a fart cloud. Like, at the end of the day, that's all we get, right? Because, and somebody had mentioned this in the comment section, it's like a lot of the survivor mains within the forums and things like that kind of traverse through these spaces full of the sewer and the stench, is that they huff each other's farts and shit, which is otherwise how I described before, which was going around gaslighting each other, like, you know, basically staying in their little bubble and talking with each other and agreeing with each other instead of never challenging each other's viewpoints, never looking into any other perspectives. And they think, oh yeah, there it is, guys, we got this shit. Like, that's not how this shit works. Because at the end of the day, they thrive off of misinformation, delusion, and just overall idiotic takes. And none of it has any basis in reality. It has no evidence. And then when you actually look at when these people actually engage with the game, whether it be on a live stream, publicly, whatever it may be, it usually still proves us right every single time. And this is why I also am saying, like, there's a gaslighting problem, a killer LARPing issue. Like, there's a lot of things that come around in this community. We have probably covered the killer LARPing issue with one person in the past already. It is a thing. Because like that same creator had claimed that they never had to tunnel and never had to camp and they don't have to do this and they don't have to do that, and yet they still get 4 outed, which was brought to my attention from a few of you guys in the Discord community. They make these bold claims and yet they're disproven by the game itself. It's incredible. Just ridiculous, man. So this person says, my tip for the Black Banquet is to burn a tort, other cake, or party streamer every game. This helps everyone get more capes to keep the cycle going. Using cakes to make more cakes. This right here is an example of what I like to bring up for you guys is the slop consumer. Okay. The slop consumer will only be there to stick up for behavior, stick up for the game, continue to slurp up the slop and try to tell everyone it's gourmet. Get the fudge out of here, dog. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna let these people tell us nonsense and try to tell us like, oh, just keep eating the slop, just do this. Just use other escape cakes and survivor puddings, other blood point offerings, and use it to buy the turrets. Don't waste your offering slot on non-blood points offerings like maps or luck. Like you're an idiot. Like I hate to say it, dog. Open your fucking eyes. Open your fucking eyes, big dog. No one is sitting around saying, like, trying to find workarounds for something that has been the standard for the anniversaries. The standard has been you get tons of those cakes that you can hold on to for the rest of the goddamn year. I still have like a few thousand, I think it was like 1,400 on Pyramid Head alone. From like, I think it was one of the last ones, like either the 9th anniversary, the 8th, I forget which one. And I was still holding on to those. Had plenty on Freddy, on Ghostface, on I don't even know. I think I ran out with Chucky though. Whatever character, and then compared to this time around where I'm not even playing the game at all at this point, but for the people that do, have already stated like, yo, we're not getting anything. Like we're struggling to get these things, and it's already known because people have pointed it out that Behavior has done this shit on purpose. For what? I don't know. Maybe it's to try to bait retention, maybe to see what they can get away with. I don't know. You know, the Brain Alive machine is not a mind reader. You know what I'm saying? It's only here to enhance our brains and become even less dead than before. You know what I'm saying? It's how it works. Oh, this person makes a good point too. They say that between the build-up of the anniversary and a step away from the Masquerade, I was wholly under the impression we were getting an actual new game mode that would replace the Masquerade. Regardless of poor balance, I think this is the most underwhelming event ever and screams creative bankruptcy. So that's mainly what I want to get across, and I'm glad that there is at least some people opening their fucking eyes. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like, what else do you need to see? Like that, and that's the thing when people have like this weird slop addiction with this game. It's like you can keep on pointing out the flaws. Everyone collectively can keep pointing it out and giving examples and showing video and showing these comparisons and giving evidence that is supported by patch notes, gameplay evidence, the like literally just comparisons, the stats given from users like on Nightlight, stuff like that. And it's like, how can they still sit there and just deny that all of this exists? It's insane. So they say there's a plethora of party games out there that are begging to be copied for fun. I really thought all those things they would have looked at Roblox's Banana Eats and apparently that's some kind of asymmetric multiplayer where several survivors have to perform a bunch of certain actions, like solve little puzzles and avoid the other killer who's a huge killer banana. They say another thing that they have to do during the trials to find all the pieces of cake and take them to the main plate to construct the cake piece by piece. Like, I thought maybe that's what we'd have to do for the banquet, set up a feast before the killer can stop us for an my god, for a group of mass weirdos. Enigmatic. Is that even how you spell it? I mean, brother.
Enigmatic.
Enigmatic, apparently, yeah. God damn. Anyway, so it's so you know, Brain Alive machine kind of malfunctioned. But anyway, so a group of mass weirdos in the fog. They also have an infection mode. But when you're caught, you're turned into a killer banana. The more killer bananas, though, the slower you go. It's great fun. I don't understand how the devs could be so lazy for such an apparent huge event. And you go play some party games, you come back to the table with something genuinely fresh. But that's the thing, right? We already understand that Behaviour is already creatively bankrupt, and people within this community are just willing to lap it up, slurp up the slop, continue to huff each other's fumes pretty much, and that's about it. I mean, that's all they're interested in doing. And that's why I constantly am promoting for you guys. I have other channels that I'm trying to get off the ground. We have a Marvel Rivals channel because I love Marvel Rivals. I'm going to talk about, I want to talk about comics on there a little bit too, if I can. I don't know if that will work, considering the way the algorithms, whatever. And then we also have the video essay channel. That's also up and coming. I'm in the process of writing those scripts, and I usually have it linked in the video description on this channel, as well as the end screen of this channel. So you can go ahead and subscribe to either one of those or both of them if you want to help out. And stay tuned for the content that's dropping from there, because it has nothing to do with the DBD Slop. And if you want to become a member on this channel, you can. You have that. They have exclusive perks and content. Or you can even sub on Twitch to help support. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright, let's go ahead and read off these wonderful members. We got Patreon, Crow Vader. All my YouTube members, Brando, Evil Blade, Cap Courteous, WTF You're Not J-Lo, Evil Peach, Hargan Falcon, Dole Whip, Noxus, Zero Mocker, Jack, Christian, and Crow Vader. Really appreciate you guys supporting, man. And if you also subbed on Twitch, just know that you got love coming your way too. Appreciate you guys, man.